Hello, I am D. Banarsma, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, Government Degree College, Ramanapet. Today, in this video lecture, I am going to discuss zero order reaction, kinetics of zero order reaction. I am going to derive equation for rate constant of zero order reaction and half-life of zero order reactions and characteristics of zero order reactions. So, definition of zero order reaction and the rate constant of zero order reaction and half-life of zero order reaction and characteristics of zero order reactions. So, what are zero order reactions? A reaction is said to be zero order when its rate is independent of concentration of reactants. Suppose if you write rate R is equal to dx by dt, change in concentration over a period of time is directly proportional to A minus x to the power of 0, then the reaction is called as zero order reaction. Why? It is independent of concentration term. Okay, it is independent of concentration term. If a rate of a reaction is independent of its concentration term, okay, concentration term of reactant is called as zero order reaction. Okay, next. So here I am going to derive rate constant of zero order reaction. So consider the reaction A turns to B. Here initially the initial concentration of A is, that is reactant is small a, initial concentration, let us say it is small a, and initial concentration of B is 0 because at the beginning of the reaction there are no products are formed. For a zero order reaction, the reaction velocity, a rate constant at any time, velocity or rate of the reaction is equal to dx by dt is equal to constant. So here I am moving dt to this side, so then I would have dx is equal to k dt. This is suppose equation 1. On integrating both sides of the equation 1, I would get integration of dx is equal to x and integration of dt is equal to t plus I is integration constant. So to find out I have to use initial conditions of the reaction. What are the initial conditions of the reaction? So initial conditions of the reaction is at t is equal to 0, x is equal to 0. What is this x? Consumed amount of reactant, okay, or reacted amount of reactant. In the beginning of the reaction there is no amount which is reacted or consumed, okay. So then at t is equal to 0, x is equal to 0. So I am going to substitute these values in equation, say it is 2, equation 2. Then I would have, or we get x is equal to kt. Okay, here x is equal to kt. I want k. Then I am moving t to this side. Then we get x by t is equal to k. Here k is rate constant, zero order rate constant. Okay. So right. So A turns to B. Here A is reactant. Initial concentration of the reactant is A, and at some point of time the concentration of reactant is A minus X. So what is this X? X is reacted amount or consumed amount of the reactant. Then A minus X will be unreacted amount or remaining portion of the remaining concentration of the reactant. So A is initial concentration, X is reacted amount, and A minus X is remain or unreacted amount of the reactant. So rate of the reaction, okay, rate of the reaction R is equal to dx by dt. Okay, dx, x means concentration, t means time. Change in concentration over a period of time is called rate of the reaction. So is directly proportional to A minus X to the power of 0. Why? It is zero order reaction. A zero order reaction is a reaction in which rate of the reaction is independent of the concentration term. Independent means I am writing 0. Okay. So then dx by dt, if I remove this proportionality, then I would get k. Okay, proportionality constant. Here k is a proportionality constant. Then A minus X to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. So then anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. It is 1. Then I would get dx by dt is equal to k into 1. Okay. If I move from this side to right side, then we get dx is equal to k dt. It is the equation 1. So I am integrating equation 1 on both sides. On integration dx is equal to k dt. So k is a constant, which is proportionality constant. So here k is a proportionality constant and is called as zero order constant, rate constant. Okay, right. So it is constant. So we pull out of this integration. So we have to integrate only dx and dt. So the integration of dx is equal to x is equal to k. I am writing k as it is, and integration of dt is equal to t plus I, where I is integration constant, where I is integration constant. Equation 2. Okay, then we have to find out what is I. I is called integration constant. So to find out or to calculate integration constant, that is I, we have to use initial conditions of the reaction. What are the initial conditions of the reaction? At t is equal to 0, at t is equal to 0, x is equal to 0. At initial in the beginning of the reaction, that is t is equal to 0, x consumed amount of the reactant is 0. Then I am going to substitute or putting these values in equation 2. So what is the equation 2? Again I am writing here, x is equal to kt plus I. So substituting these values in this equation. So wherever there is x, I have to substitute 0 with 0, and k into 0 plus I. So I is equal to 0. We get I is equal to, you would have I is equal to 0. Again I am going to substitute this equation value I is equal to 0 in equation 2. Then x is equal to kt plus 0. So that means x is equal to, x is equal to kt. Here k is rate constant. I want k, so I am moving this to left side. I am just rearranging the equation. So then k is equal to x by t. Equation 3. it is equation for the rate constant of zero order reactions. It is equation for the rate constant of zero order reactions. So here x is reacted amount of reactant and t is the time. So by plotting, by drawing a graph, we can even find out the value of rate constant. How we can find out the value of k from graph? So what is the equation here? X is equal to kt, right? So it is like it is a straight line. Y is equal to mx, like y is equal to mx. So I am drawing a graph or plotting a graph between y. In place of y I am taking x. So between x versus t, I would get a straight line which passes through the origin. So the slope is m. M is equal to k. Here slope is equal to k. So from this graph also we can calculate slope rate constant of the zero order reaction. How can we calculate? So by plotting a graph between x versus t, the slope of the straight line is rate constant of the zero order reaction. The slope of the straight line is rate constant of the zero order reaction. So this is about rate constant of zero order reaction and the graph from which we can calculate rate constant of the zero order reaction. So next, half-life of zero order reaction. What is half-life of zero order reaction? In general, what is half-life? It is indicated by T of. In some books, T.5 they have mentioned like T.5. So what is half-life? The time half-life is time. What is the time? The time required to reduce the initial concentration of the reactants to its half, or to bring the initial concentration of the reactant to its half is called as half-life. The time required to bring the initial concentration of reactants to its half, okay, is called as half-life. So here T is equal to T half. So reacted amount should be A by 2, because the reacted amount should be half of its initial concentration, right? X is equal to A by 2. So I am putting these values in the equation X is equal to KT. So if I substitute these values in this equation, X, wherever there is X, I have to substitute it with A by 2 K T off. So I want T off. Then I am just moving K to this side, rearranging that reaction. Then T off is equal to A by 2K, right? This is the equation for half-life of zero order reaction. T off is equal to A by 2K. Here 2 is constant and K is constant. So then I can write this equation like this. T off is directly proportional to E. So from this we can say that half-life of zero order reactions is directly proportional to initial concentration of the reactant. Half-life of zero order reaction is directly proportional to initial concentration of the reactant. So it is about zero order reaction and its half-life. So that means here if initial concentration of the reactant is increased, the half-life of the reaction also increases. This is the relationship between half-life and initial concentration for zero order reactions. So here one or two examples of zero order reaction. Okay, zero order, these are the reactions in which the rate of reaction is independent of the concentration of all the reactants. already we have discussed, we have defined zero order reaction. What are the zero order reactions? Here the example is reaction between hydrogen and chlorine gases in the presence of sunlight, which gives HCl. Here the rate of the reaction R is equal to K into, here H2, concentration of H2 is 0, Cl2 is 0. That means the rate of the reaction is independent of the concentrations of reactants, hydrogen and chlorine. And another example is ammonia. Okay, decomposition or dissociation of ammonia present in the presence of tungsten and by heating to some extent. So here ammonia is dissociated into nitrogen and hydrogen gases. So the rate of the reaction, here reactant is ammonia, the rate of the reaction is independent. Why I can say that? By looking at this 0, I can say that it is independent of concentration of the reactant, that is ammonia. And all the photochemical reactions are examples for the zero order reaction. All photochemical reactions are examples for zero order reactions. Next, characteristics of zero order reactions. What are the characteristics of zero order reaction? So the units of zero order rate constant is that of concentration into time inverse. If concentration is expressed in moles per liter, then unit of K will be moles per liters per time inverse. So we can derive or we can derive units of rate constant. We can calculate units of rate constant from the equation x is equal to kT. So just wait. So first characteristic, units of rate constant. Okay, rate constant K is equal to x by T for zero order reaction. Here x is concentration, T is time. If I am taking T in seconds and x is moles per liter, then mole per liter by seconds, then mole liter so mole liter inverse second inverse. These are the units of rate constant of first zero order reaction. So if I take time in minutes, then mole per liter minute inverse, okay, or mole liter inverse minute inverse. So just from the equation we got units of rate constant. For a reaction, rate constant which is having units moles per liters per minute minute, then the reaction is called as zero order reaction. Even by looking at the units of the rate constant, we can say that which is which type of first order, zero order or second order. So if the units of a rate constant is are moles per liters per minute or second inverse, then the reaction is called as zero order reaction. Even we can we can derive units from even half-life also. Half-life of TF is equal to half-life of zero order reaction is A by 2K. So I am moving K to this side, then K is equal to A by 2 TF. Here 2 is constant, okay. A is concentration, it is expressed in moles per liter. T is, if I express T in seconds, then mole liter inverse second inverse, right? So these are the units of rate constant. So by looking at the units of rate constant, we can say that it is zero order reaction. That's why it is one of the characteristic of zero order reaction. And the concentration of the product increases linearly with time. Okay, the concentration of the product increases linearly with time. So a plot of x against t will be a straight line passing through the origin. So we have drawn a graph between x versus t. So we got that straight line which is passing through the origin. So it is indicating that the concentration of the product increases linearly with time. Okay, here if I draw x, what is the equation? X is equal to kt. It is like a straight line which is y is equal to mx. If I draw a graph between x versus t, okay, you would get a straight line which is passing through the origin. So this straight line indicates that with passage of time the product is formed, the concentration of the product is formed linearly. Okay, the concentration of the product increases linearly with time. The concentration of the product increases linearly. So this is another characteristic of zero order reactions. And another characteristic, third characteristic of zero order reaction is half-life. Half-life is inversely directly proportional to initial concentration of the reactant. So half-life is directly proportional to initial concentration of the reactant. How? By from the equation of half-life for zero order reaction, A by 2k. Here 2 and k are constants. Then I can write this equation like this: T of is directly proportional to A. That means if A is increased, then T of the reaction also increases. So for zero order reactions, half-life is directly proportional to initial concentration of the reactants. It is also one of the characteristic of zero order reaction. So until now we have discussed about zero order reaction, rate constant of zero order reaction, and few examples of zero order reaction and characteristics of zero order reaction. Then we will solve one or two problems based on zero order reaction. Okay, right? So suppose first problem, if the initial concentration of the reactant is 3 moles per liter, and half-life of zero order reaction is 300 seconds, then what is the rate constant of zero order? I am writing here K0, means zero order reaction. If the initial concentration of the reactant is 3 moles per liter and half-life of the zero order reaction is 300 seconds, then what is the value of K? That is rate constant. So we know the equation for half-life of zero order reaction, T of is equal to A by 2K, right? I want K, so then I am moving K this side, T of to this side. Then K is equal to A by 2 T of. Here initial concentration is equal to 3 mole per liter, right, by and 2 into 300 seconds. So here 300 times, so here it is K is equal to 1 by 200, here mole per liter, here seconds, then 1 by 200. 1 by 2 means 0.5. 0.5. Here 100 means 10 to the power of minus 2 mole per liter per second inverse, right? This is the value of K. Okay, he has given that initial concentration of the reactant, right? Initial concentration of the reactant and half-life of the reactant, and asked us to calculate the value of K naught. K naught means here rate constant for zero order reaction, rate constant of zero order reaction. So here we know the equation T of is equal to A by 2K. So we want K value, then just I am rearranging this equation to like this. So I am just substituting, putting the values of A and T of here. So by substituting we got the value of K here. So like this we can calculate the values of K or T of whatever it may be by substituting in that equation. Okay, and if we take another example, another problem, if you take another problem, suppose problem 2. If the rate constant of the reaction is zero order reaction is 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 2 mole liter inverse second inverse, right? And reacted amount of the reaction, that is X is equal to 5 moles per liter, then so what is the time which is required to bring the reaction or consumed amount of the reaction is 5 moles per liter, or if the rate constant of a zero order reaction is 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 2 moles per liter per second inverse, and calculate the time which is required to bring the to consume 5 moles per liter of a reactant. So the time required, we have to calculate here the time required to react 5 moles per liter of a reactant. Okay, the time required to consume or react 5 moles per liter of a reactant. So we know that the zero order reaction X is equal to K0T. Here 0 means zero order rate constant. We know X value, we know K naught value. So simply by substituting these values in this equation, we would get the value of T. X here is 5 moles per liter. 5 moles per liter. What is the value of K naught? 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 2. And we have to find out T value. So I am moving this to this side. Then moving 5 moles per liter by 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 2 mole per liter second inverse is equal to T second, right? So this cancels out like this. Then I would have mole per liter also cancels out. Okay, then 1 by 0.1 into 10 to the power of minus 2 second inverse. If I move this to numerator, this value will be 10 to the power of minus 3 seconds. That means 10 to the power of 3, that means 1000 seconds. So the time required to consume 5 moles of the reactant is 1000 seconds in zero order reaction if the rate constant is 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 2 moles per liters per second. So just we have solved two problems based on zero order reactions. So with this I am going to conclude this lecture, right. So we have discussed about zero order reaction and rate constant of zero order reaction. What is the rate constant of zero order reaction? K naught is equal to x by t, and derived equation for half life of zero order reaction. Half life is equal to a by 2k naught or 2k. Here from this we can say that T of is directly proportional to A. That means initial concentration of the reactant is directly proportional to half life zero order reactions, and have discussed some examples of zero order reactions, and we have discussed about characteristics of zero order reaction. Characteristics of zero order reaction. So these are the things which we have discussed about zero order reactions.